Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Kid Talk plus Mom Thoughts, a family chat with Alex and Maurice.
We hope you're all having an amazing weekend.
And today we're talking about a movie that combines sports, comedy and lots of determination.
And that movie is The GOAT.
Before we share our thoughts, here's a quick summary for anyone who hasn't watched it.
The GOAT takes place in a world where all the characters are animals and the biggest sport is something called Roarball, which is fast-paced game similar to basketball.
The story follows Will, a young goat who dreams of becoming a professional Roarball player, even though the sport is usually dominated by much bigger and stronger animals.
When he gets the chance to join a professional team, he has to prove that being smaller doesn't mean you can't achieve big things.
It's an underdog story filled with action, teamwork, humor, and lessons about believing in yourself.
Something else that's really interesting is that GOAT wasn't just made by Sony Pictures Animation.
It was actually created in partnership with NBA superstar Stephen Curry and his production company Unanimous Media.
That's a pretty cool behind the scenes fact, guys, especially for a movie that is all about sports and competition.
So now that you've got a quick idea of what the movie is about,
Let's dive into our thoughts. Let the family chat begin.
Okay, guys, so what were your first thoughts after watching the movie GOAT?
my first impressions of the movie was so good, and the pictures and the drawings were so fantastic, and I liked it.
What about you, Maurice?
As soon as we watched the movie and I saw Jeff Vilma walking down there, I thought he's going to be the best robot player ever.
My first impressions, at the beginning I was hesitant because I'm not sort of into that kind of drawings, because it look, there's some drawings from the Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. Is that the one that we watched before?
Into the
Spider-Verse, where the drawings look like more as if you were looking into a magazine, sort of. But then after the movie started playing and we started watching more and more, it was amazing. I agree with you. The characters were amazing. The drawings were amazing. The storyline was amazing. So that were my first impressions. So guys, I just need to tell you something really funny. So remember when we did episode 10, we were talking about the movies that were coming up, or like the projects that were coming up in 2026, 2027, and we even talk about projects that are coming up in 2028. So when we were talking about this movie on that episode, and I heard about the Roarball, I actually thought it was a real sport for a moment, but of course it wasn't. So I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know why, because sometimes animated movies, they show the actual sport, isn't it? Of course, it's not gonna be as the real one because there's animation, but they use the actual sport. So in this case, they didn't. They call it Roarball, which is similar to basketball. Because who was telling me when we watch it? Oh, look, they're using a basketball.
Me?
Yeah, but then when they were playing the Roarball, remember the ball?
Yeah, the balls looked similar.
But then, what was the difference, though? Do you realize the difference?
It had holes in it.
Yes, yeah, it had holes in it. So yeah, it was quite interesting. I really like it.
To be honest, I thought it was some new sport, but I heard that it was made up just for the movie.
Especially with the way they designed the games, it felt like a mix of basketball and some other fast-paced sports.
I also like that Will wasn't the biggest or strongest character.
That's what made it extraordinary. Most people probably wouldn't expect a goat to compete against animals that are much bigger.
Did you both enjoy the sports side of the movie, though?
Yes.
Why?
Because it was lots of action and I like action movies.
Plus, you also like sports, don't you, Maurice? What about you, Alex?
I liked it because it was like Roarball was named after basketball.
Yeah, because I know that you love basketball, Alex. Have you ever heard of Stephen Curry, Alex?
No.
Okay, I think that you should watch more basketball stuff because I think you'll be surprised. He's really good at basketball. I have only watched a little bit because I'm not into sports like that. But from what I have seen, he's really good at basketball.
I thought you liked basketball, Mum.
I do, and you know, when we go outside and play together, I kind of lean more on playing basketball than football. And you know, it's not because I don't want to play with you more. It's just because I feel like I like more basketball. But I'm not like, you know, there are people that will watch sports every day, every night, and I see that's you, Maurice. You know, you're the sort of person that loves football so much that if right now you say, okay, let's go and watch what is going on right now,
World Cup.
the World Cup, you will watch it from morning till night, don't you? And would you get bored?
Nope.
Not at all. But on the other hand, if I watch basketball, I will enjoy it for like 20-30 minutes, and then I will be like, okay, I need to move on to something else. So that's why I'm saying, like, I do enjoy playing a little bit with you, Alex, when we play basketball and stuff. But if we go and watch it or do it every day or like from morning till night, so I will get bored unless I'm doing it with you guys. You know, like sometimes we go and play football and time flies. You know, when we play basketball, time flies. But if it's like going and watching and and reading about sports and about football, no, that's not kind of my thing. But you also don't. I mean, your favorite sport is basketball, Alex. And do you like to watch basketball matches all the time?
Not all the time, because I want to play games too.
I know that's your favorite thing to do, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think even people who aren't huge sport fans could still enjoy this story and this movie, don't you think, guys?
Yeah.
What do you think, Alex?
I think, yeah.
Okay, guys, let's talk about the funny parts.
There were definitely some moments that made me laugh.
I like how some of the animal characters reacted to Will joining the team. They couldn't believe it at all. Like, because of course all of them were huge, like in terms of height, in terms of everything. And he was a goat, which is tiny. So that was really funny to watch.
Especially when nobody believed he belonged there.
My favorite funny moment was when the goat was making like goat sounds and funny like sounds, and then Jet Fulmore just came into the room and saying, "We need to sleep."
Yeah, that was a funny moment for me as well. I think some of the coach scenes were pretty entertaining as well. What about you, Maurice? Was there any scene in particular that made you laugh the most?
When that little baby thing went and threw the sandwich.
Was it the hamster?
I think so.
What was the name of the hamster, by the way?
I think it was George.
No, it's definitely not George.
It was not George. I think it was Theodore. Was it Theodore?
Oh yeah, Theodore.
Oh, he was really... Oh, that was a nice moment as well. It was not funny when he said, but it was really nice when he said to Will, I still believe in you. Remember? That was really cute of him to say. And you can learn from that little character, that he still encouraged Will, even though things were not going well for him. Anyway, guys, were there any characters that made you laugh the most? Because we already talked about the scenes that made us laugh, but what about the characters? Was there any character in particular that you feel and you believe that made you laugh the most?
Remember the Rhino's kids?
Oh yeah, the Rhino's kids were super fun.
Yeah, because remember he said to his dad to make him bleed.
Yeah. They were a little bit crazy.
Mine might be Jet when he wanted to eat the goat.
But in general, was he the character that made you laugh the most in the whole movie?
Not really, no.
So who was it?
The goat.
The goat, yeah. I think I will say his friends. They were the funniest. You know, when he was trying to sell the shoes, the way that he was like, no, please don't sell the shoes. And when they were when they were having that phone conversation that Alexander said, you know, and then they start making the goat sound. So I think the friends were super, super funny in the whole movie.
Yeah, but I have another funny person. Remember, I forgot, Olivia,
Who was Olivia?
the ostrich.
Oh, yes!
She was so funny, and she was like on the screen all the time, and they were like telling her to stop being the screen.
Yeah, I don't think she was for me, in my opinion, I don't think she was super funny, but yeah, she had like those funny moments. But it's nice to know that it was, you know, it's also another funny character, Alexander, for you. What about you, Morris? You have a second character that or you just like think the goat was one of the.
I don't have any more funny characters, just the goat.
Also, guys, one thing I noticed straight away was the dimensions about believing in yourself, which is for me, you know me, guys. I always say believe in yourself. That's the most important thing that you can do. So I noticed that from the moment the movie began, like you start playing, I was like, this movie is gonna be amazing, and the message is gonna be incredible.
Definitely, everyone kept telling Will he was too small.
But he never gave up.
100%. That's something lots of children can relate to. Sometimes people tell you that you can't do something, but in reality, why do I say to you guys every single day
To never give up.
and to always
Stay positive.
and believe in yourself? If somebody comes and tells you you cannot do this, you can't do that, what are you supposed to do?
Not listen.
Exactly, because
Ignore.
only you are the person that knows what you can or cannot do. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I feel like this also applies for adults as well, because sometimes when you get older, you also might not believe in yourself. You know, you get stuck in situations and you feel it's gonna be like that forever, don't you think, guys?
Yeah.
So it was a really nice message.
Exactly, Mom. The movie shows, as you said, your size or age or background doesn't have to decide what you can achieve.
I also think it showed that hard work is important.
Absolutely, talent helps, but if you don't have the dedication, if you don't put the hard work, and it doesn't matter if you have a talent. Do you think, guys?
Yeah.
What lesson do you think younger viewers might learn?
To be confident and to use teamwork and to support their team.
100%. In my opinion, I feel like maybe they will learn that you never give up, and if something is your dream, you need to work hard for it. And there will be moments where you're gonna have excellent days where you are achieving all those goals to to get closer to your dream. However, there will be days where you're gonna feel like, oh my god, like, I'm lacking or whatever, but that doesn't mean anything. That's part of the learning process. That's part of what it takes to achieve your dreams. What about you, Maurice? What do you think?
I think that younger people usually judge people, so they shouldn't judge people.
100%. And I feel another one that is also an important point is that maybe the lesson would be that believing in yourself is important, even though when nobody else does. Do you agree, guys?
Yep.
Another big theme on this movie was teamwork, and this is something that Alexander also mentioned previously. So
At first, some of the players didn't really want Will on the team.
They judged him before giving him a chance.
have you ever had a time when someone underestimated you guys?
No.
No,
Not at all.
not all.
I'm happy to hear, guys, that you never experienced that. But however, I do have a couple of experiences where people underestimated me. However, in all honesty, I don't really care. In fact, it kind of makes me happy when people do that, because when I ended up achieving the things, that I am doing and seeing their faces is just, it just makes me happy. And I always say, you never, never, never in your life, guys, underestimate anyone, because life gives you surprises.
That's one reason I like Will. He didn't spend all his time complaining.
He kept working and tried to prove himself through his actions. Eventually, the team started seeing his strengths.
That's another good reminder that everybody sometimes brings something different to a group.
And sometimes the person everyone doubts ends up making the biggest difference.
And let's move on now to the things that we liked and didn't like in the movie. So, shall we begin?
Yep. What was your favorite thing about Gert?
My favorite thing about Gut was when Will started believing in himself and started keep on going and never gave up, and then he achieved.
My favorite part is when his dream came true. He couldn't believe it, his friends, and also seeing the support that he had from his friends, from the people at the restaurant, from everybody. It's always nice to see that you have so many people cheering up for you. So that was one of my favorite parts. What about you, Maurice?
My favorite part was that he finally got to play.
Was there anything you guys didn't enjoy?
Nope.
Nope, I enjoyed everything.
I think I didn't enjoy when not because it was that part was horrible or anything. I just don't enjoy seeing people telling somebody, oh, you cannot do this because you don't have this, or you cannot do that because you don't have that. So when the horse came into, what was the name of the horse player? I forgot his name.
Nah.
Well, anyway, when he came into town to play basketball, to challenge people, he was like, okay, who's next? And the Will, the goat, came and said like, I'm gonna challenge you. And he was like laughing like, you, a goat? And then he actually had to offer the horse like 250. I think it was 250, isn't it? No?
It was like £2.50, I think.
Well, he offered him money and said like, okay, if I lose, I will give you this money. And that's the only reason why he decided just to play with Will. So in all honesty, I don't like to see those things, but I do understand why they include that in movies, because it's important to see that what can cause somebody to give up on the dreams. And I always say, if you don't have anything nice to say,
Don't say it all.
100%.
Okay, guys, let's move on to the big questions.
What score would you give the GOAT out of 10? We know 10 is the highest and 1, of course, is the lowest.
I'll give it 9 out of 10 because some of it was like a little bit like mean and stuff about like the horse saying to the goat you can't do it.
10 out of 10. Because I like the way they created the characters and like stuff.
I will say I will give it 10 out of 10 because, to be honest with you, I love the characters, I love the storyline, I love the drawings, I love every single thing. It was unique, it was exciting, it had like amazing funny parts. So I give it 10 out of 10.
I think it's a great movie for people who enjoy sports and animation.
And especially if you like underdog stories.
It has plenty of action, as we said, some laughs and positive message for families. And it's something that you guys enjoy. And if you didn't watch it on the cinema, I don't think it's in the cinemas anymore, is it?
No, I don't think
because
it
it has been a while. If you didn't
It's
have
in Sky Store.
Wasn't it on, it came out in January, I think so.
No, it came. I don't remember when it came out. If you want to know the exact day it came out, you can go to our episode 10 where we talk about all the movies, projects, and everything that's coming out this 2026, 2027, and even on 2028. And as Alexander said, if you miss it on the cinema, where can you find it?
Sky Store.
Yeah, you can either rent it or buy it. It's up to you. But you have other places where you can watch the movie. So now I think that we have reached the end of another amazing episode of Kid Talk plus Mom Thoughts.
Today we shared our thoughts on Go, which is really good.
including our favorite moments, funniest scenes, lessons, and ratings.
We would love to hear what are your thoughts of the movie. If you can let us know in the comments, that would be great.
Also, tell us who was your favorite character.
And what score you would give it out of 10 in the comments.
Thanks again for spending part of your day with us. We truly appreciate you. We will also appreciate for everybody that is new to our channel to please like and subscribe. If you are listening to us on Spotify or any other platform such as Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or any other platform, please don't forget to follow us and give us a little review. We would love to hear what you think. What are your thoughts? In the meantime, thank you so much for listening, and see you on the flip side.